A. Where are my groups A? 1, 2, 3. Dominic, who called in the alarm on Montag? Say again. Mildred, correct. If I can write that. Dominic, but what's the wrinkle with that? There's some added information about the calling in of the alarm that Beatty gives Montag. Do you remember what else? Very good. So Mildred calls in the alarms, but her friends called in alarms first that Beatty ignored, but then when Mildred calls it in, he can't ignore the wife calling it in, so he's got to actually report to the home. How did Bradbury show this behavior before? Elise? Mrs. Blake was the neighbor of whom?
The woman who burned in the fire.
Very good. The woman who burns earlier in the novel in the fire. So we see the same thing happening over and over. Remember what I've told you about Bradbury. There's one person over here, and this person is, that's a dialogue bubble, fairly poorly written. If this person is snitching, if this person, by the way, don't use that in your writing, that's slang, obviously. If this person is informing upon somebody else, that would be more formal. If this person is informing, chances are really good that Bradbury showed you that happening somewhere else in the novel. He likes to repeat himself. He likes patterns. So if we see Mildred doing it, we've seen somebody else doing it earlier, and that was Mrs. Blake and her neighbor that died by being burned alive. Can you tell me another pattern, just sort of as a tangent? What else happens repeatedly that seems to be a pattern? A plot event or something that occurs a couple times over? No? Silence descends. Plenty. Forgetfulness happens consistently. People forget important facts all over the place. Suicide happens more than one time, or suicide attempts. I'm sorry? Montag's encounter with the hound, certainly. He encounters the hound in the same sort of position twice, or once he encounters the hound, again he returns and the hound's not there. But once again, repetition, patterns. Bradbury likes it. It makes your job easier because we should look at number 3. What final conclusions can you make about this character? Taha. To the point of what? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Mildred and Montag, husband and wife. No, husband and wife. Hey, shh, hold on. Andrew didn't even notice that they were husband and wife because they don't really share much of a husband-wife relationship. So I can understand. They seem more like roommates or siblings. I can understand that, but they're husband and wife. Neighbor informing upon neighbor, husband informing upon wife, wife informing upon husband, friends informing upon friends. This is what has happened, and these people are so selfish that their selfishness leads to the destruction of others. And we've seen that time and again. Cale.
When Mildred calls Montag, doesn't she like destroy her own house too?
Yes. Yes. She does eventually sort of sacrifice herself, but she would rather live without him in a new situation than live with him there. So you're right, there is a little bit of self-harm involved in that. Good? We move on to B.